Two hot girls are taking crazy selfies on a 600-meter high tower. What's more, they hang their hands on the edge of the tower and pose in various ways. You should know that this is the tallest tower in the United States. If you don't pay attention, you will fall into the mud. But when they were about to retreat, the screw on the ladder suddenly loosened. Before the woman reacted, she was thrown out by the ladder. A strong heavy rain almost turned the other side of the girl. Fortunately, the girl's eyes were open. A hand grabbed the pole and quickly fixed the rope. The woman was saved. Then, the girl pulled up hard from above, and the woman climbed up with a climbing posture after finding the landing point below. With their unyielding efforts, the woman finally climbed to the bottom of the tower. They were reborn on the top of the tower. They were so happy that they escaped. But soon, they were completely desperate. The ladder had fallen down and there was no way back. What's worse, their only lifebuoy was hung on the signal pole. Even the mobile phone had no signal. They had no choice but to edit a rescue message and tie the mobile phone to the rope and put it down as far as possible to find the signal. But when the girl pulled the phone back, the message was still not sent. They wanted to be further away. Maybe there will be a signal. The girl could only risk her life. One hand grabbed the ladder, and the other hand held the rope down as far as possible. They had to say that the girl was really able to do it. Obviously, this method didn't work either. They could only put the phone in their shoes and pull the girl's underwear inside to make sure that the phone would not fall down. The shoes fell down quickly in the air. Next, they just had to wait for the rescue. Soon, the smell of the shoes attracted a woodpecker. They used binoculars to see someone far away. The two of them called out with their voices, but the man was on the phone at that time and couldn't hear any sound at all. He called the woodpecker away. The sisters watched the man walk further and further. At that moment, they quickly took off their shoes and threw them down. They tried to attract the man's attention, but the man was too focused and couldn't hear the sound behind him. They had no choice but to take off their shoes. And this time, they just hit the woodpecker. It successfully attracted the man's attention, but the man looked around and no one was there. He threw away the blood in his hand. The man walked further and further. The woman was in a hurry to shoot the signal gun in her hand, but she was stopped by her best friend. Because now the shooting is not very effective. It's only at night that the signal gun will be more obvious. Looking at the man walking into the car, the sisters decided that the man would definitely spend the night here. It was hard to stay up late. They quickly fired the signal bullet. A bright and smooth night sky also successfully attracted the man's attention. They saw the two trapped by the telescope, and the man was coming towards the tower. The sisters were very happy. They were saved. But the surprising thing was that the two men didn't want to save them at all, but they stole their car while no one was smashing the window. They left with the car. The two men were completely in despair. In this way, they spent 2 days and 2 nights on the high tower. If they were not rescued, they would either starve to death or die. So the best friend made a bold decision. He went down to get the fallen backpack. He fixed the rope at the edge of the tower and slowly climbed down. He had to be very careful. Once he stepped on it, it would fall to the bottomless abyss. Fortunately, he was safe. He also slowly approached the backpack. But the surprising thing was that the rope was too short. He could only reach the backpack in a horizontal position, but he still couldn't reach it. In the end, he could only untie the safety rope. One hand grasped the end of the rope. The other hand used inertia to reach the backpack. But it was still a little short. There was no choice. He could only pretend to jump down. Very lucky. He successfully landed on the signal cover. But it was easy to go up and difficult to pull down. This time he couldn't reach it no matter how he tried. At this time, he came up with another way. He took out a selfie stick from the backpack and hung the backpack on the selfie stick. After trying countless times, he finally hung the backpack on it. Then he grabbed the backpack with all his might. This operation scared all the women on the top of the tower to pee. His friends tried their best to pull him up. With the experience of climbing for many years, his girlfriend climbed up hard. But when they were about to succeed, an accident happened.